And we are live. Good evening, good afternoon, my fellow Xanderist Octavians. My name is Aleczaender. I am your host for tonight, and we will be debating the premier of Octavium, JohnReggio. He is a big name, some for better, some for worse. We will be debating the topic of Octavium versus the Legionary Order State. There is a lot of debate on whether Octavium is better than the Order State or vice versa. So we'll be hashing that out tonight on this debate. And a lot of people have been saying, you know, you're debating retards, you're debating idiots. Why do you keep choosing idiots to debate? And it's like, well, I debate whoever approaches me. I'm going to turn down John a little bit. He's kind of, his microphone's a little loud with the tornado in the background. But he's debating only retards. And it's like, well, I only debate people that want to debate me, that approach me. And it just so happens that a lot of you guys that approach me happen to be retarded. So I reached out to JohnReggio. We all know that he's not a retard. We know he is a very smart individual, the premier of Octavium. So we will be debating him on Octavium. We have an actual smart person in the stage, and we'll just get right into it. So John, not everyone knows who you are, obviously. I mean, I know who you are. People on the stage know who you are. But go ahead and give an introduction, and we will get right into it.
Okay, I'm JohnReggio, aka John. There's not much to say. You know, I've been here for a very long time. Ever since I was a child, little child. I've been in genres and all of that. More importantly, you know, I've dedicated my this is pretty horrible to say, but you know, I've dedicated most of my life to Roblox, which is cringy, but hey. Yeah, and I love Lego LARP, long walks on the beach, and keeping people safe. That's what I like, guys. That's my thing, yeah.
All right. Good introduction. So I'm going to kick this off. Like I said, I don't really have any topics that I planned out. I'm going to just go off the cuff. But the first thing I'm going to say is that there cannot be an Octavium without Aleczaender. That is going to be my point. JohnReggio, what is your thoughts on that?
Okay, well, you saying that there cannot be an Octavium without an Alec is, you know, not the most appropriate. Although I can see where you get it from, right? Same way Dexus says, there's no Zaenderism without me, you know. The same way that dictatorships after their founder was removed from the equation, they fell apart shortly after. Same thing that happened in my country, my beautiful country. Either way, of Portugal. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you saying that is kind of unfair to Octavian, because I would like to think that you made the group in order to, you know, have this community that's not based around yourself, I hope, because if it is based around yourself, then yeah, your statement would be true, right? If you created Octavian with the intention of having them glorify you for the purpose of keeping you in power, well, yeah, then it makes sense that there's no Octavian without you. But if you made it with the intention of making a community, you know, to contribute to this genre, then it's only fair that you allow that group to progress and evolve. Leadership changes, rules change, you know, it all changes. That's life. Yeah.
Well, I would say that it isn't really my choice that Octavium fails without me. It's not like when I made Octavium, it was made with the intent that it would never be run by someone else. When I make my groups, they just inherently follow, you know, they're built with a vision, right? When you build an empire, when you build a great nation, it is built by visionaries. Nations are built by artists, by geniuses, by people that create the nation from bottom to top. That is why when I made Octavium, the branches, the divisions, the ranks, the uniforms, every aspect of the group was in some way influenced or created by me, yours truly. I worked on the uniforms, I worked on the maps, I planned out the layout, I planned out the infrastructure of all the divisions. So when someone runs the group that I made, that I designed, they have to run it the same exact way that I ran it. If they can't do that, then the group has failed. And proof of that is that you look at Octavium today, and the army is falling apart. The Legion apparently is more active than the army and whatnot, but these divisions can barely sustain themselves. And you're bringing in new divisions, you're bringing in new ranks, you're just completely mucking it up. And Octavium looks nothing like it used to because the person that runs Octavium is nothing like me. If you want Octavium to be Octavium, it has to be ran by the person that created it, envisioned it, and planned it out, and implemented everything that made Octavium Octavium. That's like trying to be Picasso and make Picasso art when you're not Picasso, or trying to make music by the Beatles when you're not the Beatles. I mean, you can play the same tunes, but trying to make new songs under that theme simply does not work. The fact of the matter is that when a visionary creates something, it can only be tied to that person. When people think of ideologies, you mentioned Xanderism, for instance, people think only of Dexys because it's Dexys' creation, right? That's how these groups work. That's how real life works. When you think of the French Empire, you don't think of just France. You think of Napoleon Bonaparte. When you think of the Roman Empire, sure, there are multiple Roman empires that ran Rome, but the origin of the Roman Empire was inherently because of Julius Caesar. And without Caesar would be no Rome. If Caesar was assassinated, and if the Senate ran Rome, it would not be the same Rome that it became after Octavius took power. The point the point that I'm making here is that Octavium will never be the same without me. It does not have the leadership that we had when I ran it. It does not have the officers that it had when I ran it. And it does not have the loyalists that it had when I ran it. There are several people every week defecting from Octavium to our ranks. There was just a defection recently from Arthur and his party into the New Order state because of how badly it is falling apart. Calvo says, like, oh, well, we're making more money. Look at the Robux. Or he'll say, look at the statistics. The statistics say that we had 50 people online today or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's 50 people in total for the whole day. Back in the day, back 3 months ago, that was every hour we were getting 50 people. Not a flex to say you had 80 people in one day. But the rallies as well have been a lot more smaller. The Octavian bi-weekly rallies are rallying 30 people, maybe less, and being very generous to that statistic. And by the way, where is the video content? Where's the propaganda? Where's the screenshots for these bi-weekly rallies? Why are they not propagandizing these events that they're hosting? And meanwhile, the Order State, which is an entirely new group, which is refreshing and led by yours truly, is rallying on average 80 people. Our first rally had 96 people. Our second rally rallied over 75 people. That's the average would be what? 85 people is the average that we're rallying. And this is a refreshing new group that I made from scratch with Reynard and Patrick and the other guys. So it goes to show that it's not about the groups that make them great. It's about the leaders that make them great. And if you lack the visionary leader that can lead his people to victory and glory, it will never be the same group that it was. Okay? That's like if, let's take, the Third Reich, for instance. If Hitler died, and it was the Wehrmacht General Staff that ran the Third Reich, it wouldn't be the same nation. There would be a lot of differences that would not make the Third Reich the Third Reich. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that without Hitler, the Third Reich can't be the Third Reich. It's just not the same nation.
Listen, Alec, I've heard your points, but these points, they're egotistic. They're like, I made this and that, I planned this group, and you're referencing the glorious Octavium, and I think you're attacking Octavium's current state, which is rather unfair because there was a civil war. You do have a very large following, right? You took people from us. Well, you didn't really take them. They went with you, right? We are undermanned in some regards, sure. That is true. We don't rally as much as you. Our last rally, we had around 55, 56 people, which is not bad. But we're slowly rebuilding. And yeah, when you say that we're not the true Octavium, I guess you could say we're evolving in a sense, because we don't have to be the same way you set it up to be, right? We just don't, especially due to the state the old Octavium was in, and I'm sorry for referencing this, the numerous scandals the misorganization. I mean, look at the Inquisition. Your Inquisition was run by cyber criminals. You had child safety issues within your group, and numerous other situations. So yes, I think that our Octavium, my Octavium, is slightly pulling away from some of the themes and aesthetic and structure that you created. That is true. That is true. We're moving away from that. For example, my party, it promotes the creation of a Octavian Republic rather than an Octavian Empire, because we think that imperialistic theme connects too much to you, and that's something, with all due respect, that we're trying to phase out. We're trying to phase Xanderism out because we think it promotes things, an environment. It promotes an environment that is not very healthy. And I'm saying this due to the precedence of situations that have occurred within your following, and that you've allowed to occur. But yeah, that's all. Yeah, for now, you can strike back.
So you said that I'm egotistical, but I never said that this is a good thing, that this is what I want. I'm saying this is a matter of fact. That when I do not lead Octavium, when I am not the leader of the group, it all falls apart. And I already said earlier, that wasn't my intent. That wasn't the intent of my creation. The group was literally owned by Lloydguard. And I still left the group with all of my members, which you claim that I took people with me. Bro, these people have been loyal to me since 9 years ago. They've always been with me.
I reiterated. I did say that they went with you. I corrected myself. I'm not saying you stole them. They went with you.
They've always been my people, and they always will be my people. That will never change. That will never stop happening. So I didn't steal shit. They've always been my loyalists, and they always will be. And that's because I'm a better leader compared to the other leaders that were in Octavium. I'm not.
You're a charismatic leader, like you yourself, like many other LEGO leaders, Luisato, Dexes. If you want to go even back, we can go to Nerfer Dude, Lothar, Koppenhausen, all of those funny guys. They're all great leaders because they've amassed followings and they've maintained them. But you can't say that it is a factual statement that you are, a good leader, because a good leader protects his community, protects it, keeps it safe, and keeps all of that is wrong out, regardless of whatever neutral stance he might take. He purges that evil from his group,
and right? We have,
and you have, yeah. And I've noticed that now you have though.
Even back then we were.
If I look at mentions of Enzir, Colt, Bro Moments, among others,
they were purged too.
They were purged.
Colt retired in June. Bro Moment was banned in April or May. He was in other communities, but he was not in Octavium as an active member, and to this day was never an active member of the Roblox groups. He was part of the social groups.
Did you block every single one of these individuals after the proof regarding their actions came out?
Why do I have to block them? Curious. What does blocking them entail?
Well, I mean, usually engaging with someone who someone like that, I don't like using the word, but engaging with pedophiles or predators, which there's a difference.
Well, I think there's a difference between a pedophile and a predator. We're talking about because first of all, because the crimes, because we want to go into the depth about Guevara. Okay, it was a 2-year age gap. He recently relapsed, and the chat log was, I think, over 100 words. He said one thing, which was that he said, "Oh, I love you, still worry," and that was a red flag. I mean, that was what caused us to ban him. We're like, look, like you said this, it looks bad. You probably didn't mean anything by it, but it looks bad. You're done, right? But technically speaking, he didn't commit any sex crimes in his relapse. As for Colt and Bro Moments also had a relapse. But Broment was not a part of this community as an involved active member. He was part of the social side of the lounge community, which is ran by Ozzy. He's involved in the IRL political groups that I have no authority over. And then as for Colt, it's kind of a similar situation where he retired in June. His situation was very controversial, but none of these people committed any sex crimes. None of them asked for nudes. None of them made advances that were sexual. Their advances were inappropriate, but they were relatively tame. So to call them pedophiles, I think is a little bold. To say they were predatorial or that they were inappropriate or weird, I think that would be a lot more accurate. But technically speaking, pedophilia is a sexual attraction to someone 5 years younger, typically under the age of 16, if we want to be technical about it. So technically speaking,
there's very different classes, of course. There's different names.
I'm not going to go in depth, but yeah.
For under 12 years, for people meant under the age of 12. But let's not argue over technicality. Regardless of that, I'm not only talking about the potential, these people, these predators, as you say. I'm not only talking about them. I'm talking about the other cyber criminals, which is something that's often put aside.
Can you name one?
Criminals that. Ooh, I could. Do you want me to?
Yeah, can you name one?
Okay. Your association, your past association affiliation with Arian, Hassan, Michael, and Victor, and yes, you heard that right, Michael and Victor, amongst others, Ramses, Cat and Nick, and through him, Nixon, aka Governor Zone. I could name more.
Okay, so what was hold on a second. You said I was affiliated with Hassan? Do you even know the lore of Hassan? Did you know that me and Hassan had a 2-year flame war because he tried to take down our World War II, and then after that I exposed him, and he was like my top enemy for like a year. Hassan was not someone. No, I haven't been friends with Hassan since I last retired.
The fact that you've allowed individuals like Arian, like...
What do you mean allowed Arian?
Well, from what I know, you've never actively banned Arian from your group.
I don't think that's true. At what point are we talking about?
I mean, at any point. I don't think that you've...
At any point?
Banned him. I mean,
that's
you
not
might
true.
have banned him once, twice, but
multiple times.
From what I know, there were group chats with you in it, because I was usually added to group chats for like 30 seconds, 1 minute, then removed for some reason. And I think that a lot of people were in them, right? Including yourself. Maybe you were added to them at random, but one affiliation you can't deny is Michael and Victor. The worst of all.
You think that I'm associated with Michael and Victor, the guy that wrote the RCR document? The guy that wrote the RCR document I'm associated with, and I'm working closely with him?
You were though, because he ran your Inquisition.
He did.
And the thing about Michael and Victor, though, is that the RCR is inherently corrupt. They cooperate with criminals, cyber criminals, like the Cadens and 8-8 ran by Ragged. Amongst others, they affiliate with these individuals to get evidence against other individuals and then put them on RCR and pretend like they're doing something. And Ramses, you had Ramses in this group. Meanwhile, Ramses had Nixon, Cadden, and everybody knows this. Of course, there's no proof, right? There's no proof. It's just an idea. It's just that reputation somebody has. Same way with me. I have a reputation.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, people say you're a cyber criminal. People say that Rising Octavium is a cyber criminal.
Of course.
I mean, Loikard is friends with Arian on Discord. He's friends with Hazan. He's friends with the Cadens on Discord. Loikard was in a group chat with the Cadens. I mean, you're coming in here and you're attacking me because I was on a friends list with these people. But I don't think that's sufficient enough to say that it fostered an unhealthy community, because if they're not in the community, then it's not a big deal. Being on my friends list does not make them in the community. Being on my friends list does not mean they're in the community.
It gives them a gateway into your community.
How?
It gives them a gateway to your community because you own it. These
are
parasitic individuals. These are parasitic individuals.
Really? Okay, so what do they... So give me an example. Give me an example of infiltration or parasitical behavior because of my disparate friendship with them. Okay.
I remember a while ago, I don't know why, but I remember a while ago, I was randomly banned from every single stalemated group. I don't know, which was ordered by Loikard, but again, requested by who? One of these individuals, and this only again affirms what I'm saying. Their parasitic behavior they get into people's head.
Lloydguard did that, though.
Lloydguard owned by other individuals. Luckily for us, by the way, for the people in the chat saying that I'm a Hilarium, I will remind you of something very interesting. When the video where I'm included has no evidence against me, but the document made by Root Media after the video came out states that I allegedly doxed and exterminated every single Hilarium. Yeah, apparently, allegedly, I got rid of all of them. But listen, if you still wish to claim that I'm a Hilarium, feel free to do so. I just feel like the allegations are crazy. Either way, everybody knows the truth. And yeah, I mean, as long as, listen, I feel like you're past, I feel like you can recognize yourself that you've had problematic individuals inside of your community. And what matters from this point on is you making sure that doesn't happen and you keeping them safe, keeping your members safe. And if you're able to do this, then this part of the conversation is completely over, right? Because my main concern is keeping this genre safe and the individuals in this genre completely safe, right? I don't want any sort of degeneracy because it's been here for too long. Ever since 2022, there's been a rapid decline in common sense. You know this. You saw all the degenerates come in, all these wannabe doxers.
Well, I was the one leading the way. I was the one that said the no e-girl policy. I was the one going off on the online daters. I was the one that was leading all these efforts to rid the platform of degeneracy. And then people turn around after I'm done doing that, and then they purity spiral, and they say, oh, well, we also going to ban teenagers because they online dated 3 years ago. And I said, no, we don't. That's not what I'm here to do. There has to be a middle ground, and people were sitting there saying that I wasn't being radical enough on the degeneracy issue, and I said, we got to be fair. We can't be calling people that have tier age gap relationships pedophiles. We can call them weird. We can ban them for online dating. We can still punish people for that stuff. But when you want me to ruin their life and call the police on them and call their parents because they online dated someone who was almost 2 years younger than them, that's retarded. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So obviously, in situations like that, I was defending them for the sake of value, not because I agreed with online dating or degeneracy, but because there's got to be principle to it, right? That's like if someone stole something and they got accused of being a rapist, right? I'm going to say, yeah, they stole something, but they're not a rapist. They didn't rape anyone, right? They're a thief, right? That's all I'm doing, right? Yeah. There is degrees of criminality when there is online dating involved, right? And when someone commits online dating, not every offense is the highest offense. And that's the biggest issue with this community, where they think that I have something to hide, that I'm using people, that I'm covering up loyalists. It's like, no. This is all about principle. It's all about values. I've been doing this for years. I defended even my worst enemies. Like Clemens, me and him had beef. We still kind of have some low-tier beef. And he got accused of dating, of ERPing with like a 16-year-old when he was 17 or 18. And everyone banned him for it. And I said, well, wait a second. I said, you can ban him, but he's not a pedo. Back in the day. Well, yeah, exactly. But back in the day, people were treating him like me and banning him for that and saying he was a pedophile. And he wasn't. I was defending him for it. And that
just makes sense. It's just like one of my past Bloodline members, Leonardo, who got banned from Teutonia for being a pedophile when he was 14, 15, doesn't make a lot of sense, right? If you're 14 and you got a crush on a 14-year-old girl, if that's pedophilia, I feel like something's gone wrong, right?
Well, this is all just common sense, but...
Yeah, I think there needs to be a lot of common sense. And regarding Arian, I do know that you've inquired about the situation with the CNRA. The thing is that the CNRA is heavily involved with Arianism. Luckily for this genre, and I have something very good to announce to all of you, Arian is no longer... Oh, I love that they made a gif of me on it. And the thing is, they do this on an alt account. So you already know this is a filthy Arianist. Anyways, so Arian has been completely ran off the platform. Him and several of his Arianists, people who are disgusting, who extort minors, who extort all types of people, who dox, and these are really bad people, and they've been run off, not by me. I wouldn't know who's behind it. I would not know who's behind it. But I'm happy that this is happening, right? So I can forgive you going to Arian for help with the CNRA, because the CNRA, they have been annoying the fudge out of you, the fudge out of you by nuking your games and exploiting the backdoors. I know this. However, there's better things than asking a 16-year-old Iranian immigrant who lives in Melbourne to do something about the situation, because I know you're smart enough to never to not ask Arian to dox or target
Right,
somebody.
because I didn't ask him to dox anyone. I've said this since day one. The intent was to grab exploits. That was always the intent. I've leaked the chat log. Yeah, on the other hand, Lloydguard. On the other hand,
Arian in a group chat to go after me, and Lloydguard did say that he would send people after me in real life. Of course, I laughed that day. I live on an island. What are you gonna do, right? And regarding all of these e-dating stuff, where I'm from, it doesn't really happen. And like real life relationships, they're pretty confused. Like we allow like 16 to 18, right? 15, that's a problem. That's
typically,
and the law allows that.
Should be, yeah.
Yeah, and I can see that people in the chat, they're acting a bit crazy. I can see a lot of alt people who I know. Is very funny. Somebody asked, "Hey JohnReggio, hey John, what is no space?" That is funny. What is no space? It's what Arian uses to find data breaches. Yeah.
Okay,
somebody asked, did I ban people from Orbit server for?
Let's ignore.
Yes, I did. And I was undercover.
Let's ignore the chat.
Yeah.
So you said earlier, that you're trying to phase Xanderism out. And I think the reason for that, John, is because of the fact that Xanderism is a threat to Octavium. It's that the Rising Telavos. I think you guys know that without Xanderism, I wouldn't be able to amass such a following and such a base. I mean, I still would be able to, but it amplifies my following to be so much more radical, so much more powerful, to deliver a finishing blow to the enemy. And I think that Rising Telavos hates that because it's the core reason to why a lot of people follow me. They're excited about the movement. They're excited about Christian values. You say that these safety issues are unhealthy and whatnot, but really, we're meeting up. We're getting our guys jobs. We're working out. We're getting big and strong, and we're getting lives. There is something beyond this game that we're encouraging. And there's a lot of people that are making a narrative saying that it's a bad thing, that if I was a truly good leader, then I would keep them on the game, and I'd keep them playing my game 24/7 and not involving in real life shit. And it's like, that's an entirely backwards way of thinking. This game is not healthy. I'll admit that it's not a healthy game, and if you play it 24/7, that's not good. We do not want you playing this game 24/7. I think encouraging that and saying to get off the game, to go outside, to get a job, to get a driver's license, to work out, that's not a bad thing, especially if we're helping facilitate that, because if we weren't there to facilitate that, then who would be there to step in and help these kids out? These young kids who are on the internet struggling and suffering and are in this toxic environment. I'm one of the only leaders that are trying to help do that. And you have people attacking me like I'm the worst person in the world to be playing this game, when the reality is actually the opposite, in my opinion. I think that our members are safe. For the most part, we have been under threats of doxing and stuff from people like the Caddens and Arian and whoever else it may be. But it is because, I have a lot of wisdom and intelligence that I'm able to advise my inner circle ways to have better OBSEC, how to deal with the situation when they're getting doxed. And as a result of that, most people that follow my advice when they're getting doxed happen to survive. Patrick survived his dox. There are some other names that survived their dox.
I'm going to stop you right there. They survived
they're DACs for one reason, because the only individuals able to actually acquire information are completely gone from this fucking platform, right? People like the Cat and Xanarian, they rely on secondhand information. They have no money even to pay for services if they wanted to, right? Even if they do have somebody's information, they're harmless. They can't do anything. They can't swat people because they're scared. I was head of Cat Inquisition, right? And of course, I didn't do anything. I was just there to oversee it. And from what I've seen, the Catons, they don't do anything. Arian doesn't do anything. The most they'll do is annoy you with group chats. And yeah, but I feel like the threat against Xanderism is pretty much gone. I feel like there haven't been much of any doxing going on. And that's good. That's good, because doxing, extortion, and all these other cybercrimes is an issue. But listen, my main issue that we've talked about is, the predatory behavior of the members that you've removed, right? And if you could tell me what systems, what protocols you have in place right now to prevent that from happening in the future, that would set my mind at ease. It would show me that you're prepared to deal with it without mercy, because second chances can't be given to individuals who engage in such acts. I don't believe in second chances for those people. And I'm a Catholic Christian, devout, right? Since I was a little baby, right? Since I was a baby. So as you can see, I don't like pedophiles.
Obviously, I don't either. I believe in the death penalty for pedophiles,
but
but I think that someone like Albert or General John is more of a pedophile than someone like Avara or Cole.
I wish that the allegations of me exterminating the Hilariums were true. Sadly, since there's no evidence, they are false. These are merely allegations. But I wish they were true, because if I had that capability, I would do that to pedophiles. But sadly, I don't. And there's this big misconception, because people, again, they lie about me same way they lie about you, right? And they make these lies, they push this false narrative, and then people believe it. And yeah, but tell me, how are you gonna deal with it if suddenly one of your random elders is found out to be talking with a 15-year-old, for example?
So we have a protocol to deal with this. It was formerly called the Guevara Laws. It was, I think, renamed, but during that process, the group fell apart, so I don't know what it was renamed to or whatever. But as I said earlier in this call, there is a protocol dealing with any sort of sexual deviancy, online dating, and the protocol is that there are 3 stages, right? There are 3 clear-cut and dry ways of addressing it, all right? You have flirtations, jokes, very base-level flirting, very base-level intimacy, whether it's like, saying I love you once in your life or whatever it is, it's very base-level flirtations. This is usually dealt with a warning, but if there's multiple offenses, it can be dealt with via a ban, a kick, a discharge. The second stage is usually in online dating. Online dating could involve intimacy of any kind, whether it's you guys... hold on a second. Hold on. You asked me for my take. I'm giving you my take on how to address this.
Okay.
Online dating can include anything from you two are dating and you are cuddling and kissing to you guys are having full-blown sexual interaction online. The more graphic, the more harsh it will probably be. I mean, if it's a really gruesome chat log, we'll probably take more serious action. And that's usually automatically dealt with via a ban. Usually a ban ranging between a month to 6 months to a year. If it happens again, then it is a permanent ban that is appealable after a year. The third stage is obviously the worst stage, which deals with pedophilia, rape, sexual assault, sexual offenses that go beyond anything that is consensual. So that includes pedophilia, that includes any behavior that was not consensual, etc., etc. And how we define that is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we went by the Google definition, which was anything where the victim is, there's a 5-year age gap and the victim is, I forget the age. But, typically it's clear cut and dry. It's a secretive relationship. The person is old. There's someone that's in their 20s. The victim is young. There's someone who's like 15, right? And it's clearly like they're trying to keep it a secret. They're sexting. They're exchanging nudes. It's a very bad situation. And that is usually dealt with a permanent ban that is usually unappealable, but it can be appealable if it's like the situation is not very dire, like if the chat log is very tame or if nothing sexual happened, then it can be appealable. And then there's also a clause that goes further in depth where it clarifies that sometimes there can be a gray area. So for instance, you know, let's say that there's someone who is 19 years old and they flirted with someone who just turned 16, right? Some people will say that that was pedophilia, and I think we all know it's not pedophilia, but we can't say that it's weird. We can't say that this is obviously not good. Well, basically what this clause would do was it would decrease the punishment from a permanent appealable ban to like a 6-month or a 12-month ban. And that would only apply to like, I think 3-year age gaps or 2-year age gaps or something. And the reason why it's such a complex thing is because I think we all know that 7 years ago I online dated. I only dated girls of my own age. The chat log was pretty tame. You know, it wasn't like it was a big drama, but when I was like 14, 15, maybe even 16, I online dated. You're saying that there is no recovery for these people. Well, I recovered. I recovered from it. I dated women in real life afterward, and I have a pretty good track record.
You know, somebody very interesting just entered the chat, and I'm loving this.
Root Media.
Root Media. How are you doing, Root Media?
Okay.
Yeah, Root Media. Hey, Root Media.
Maybe I should step down, let Remedia take the cake.
Can we bring Remedia up here? Can we do that?
I am bringing him up.
Can we bring Remedia up here?
I invited him.
Are you John Port? No, I'm not. Johnny Cash, I wish.
I don't know if he's gonna come up, but that's funny. That's interesting.
I wish Remedia came up here, because it would be very funny.
It would be.
Okay, so he wants to
talk. Yes, this is a free speech zone. So
I do have a question. Why did you fail to include any evidence of me in your video? You put me right under Alec. Wow, Alec. You put me right under Albert, and you put a crime next to me. You can include evidence. Yeah, sure. What cyber crimes have I committed, Remedia? Show me evidence of me committing cybercrimes. I'm very interested.
Alright, he has perms.
I'm very interested. I'm going to remind you, Root Media, that in our friends list right now you have Ragged, member of 8-8, a cyber criminal group. So I'm just gonna remind you that you've already fucked yourself. But okay, go ahead. Send the evidence. Please start freestyling on Aleczaender. I wish, but he'd remove me from stage.
Dude, I'm curious where this is gonna go.
Yeah, I'm very curious too. I'm very curious.
I'm speechless. I'm shocked. I'm totally shock-shelled from
Razzle
the presence. The aura is immaculate.
Is here. Hold on, Razzle is here. You know what, Razzle? Let's have a surprise for you. Hold on, Razzle.
I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. Why is it Alec and John? No, it's John versus Root Media, not Alec and John. I'm not involved in this beef. I have no beef with Root Media. No, there's no drama. This is their battle.
Hey, Razzle.
I'm not involved.
Okay, Valdemar, I think I might be John Pork. I'm not kidding. Razzle, I'm not. What do you mean doxing you? I would never do such a thing. There's no evidence of me doing anything like that. Let me censor names and I'll send proof. Okay, Rumedia, I can tell what you're gonna send. You're gonna send a doctored video of me screen sharing a server with people's private information. or you'll send a screenshot of me sending a profile link followed with a full name. Is that what you're gonna send? I already know what you can send. I know all the pieces of quote unquote evidence out there.
Yeah.
He just sent the evidence.
Well said.
Pictures of you naked. I wish it was pictures of me naked. You don't need to cover the names, Room Media. If it's real evidence, you can just do it. Where's my surprise, Russell? You're surprised?
Right. I like the Root Media versus John, side content. We're on a content renaissance, but oh shit. Oh shit.
What was sent? I'm gonna cover the names so you don't go after them like you went after kids in Hilaria. I don't know what you're referring to, but okay. I'm an innocent man. Innocent of all chat. Are you in the Epstein's files? Bro, it's way better to just read the chat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, it's probably easier for you to deal with the chat than deal with me.
The chat. No. That's not what I meant.
No, I meant what I said.
It's very right.
No, you're
For
just
example,
you're just a nice guy, okay?
I'm just a nice guy, and me personally, right? When I see Rue Media here while they're funded to Ragged, to me that's the biggest irony. It's the same way when I see Michael and Victor from RCR in group chats with Hassan and Arian, right? When I see that and the Cadens, I'm like, bro, the fuck?
Someone send me... Wait, where is he posting it? What channels are me posting it in?
I don't know where he was posting it.
Is it in gallery?
I don't know. I think he's gonna send it in the.
Someone give Room Media moderation team.
Release.
1, 2, 3, 4. Moderation team, get this man some perms. Get this Room Media man some perms in the chat. We want them now.
How do you know he's funded? And yet it's a mutual friend.
It's a great idea.
And that's because Ragged used to be my friend. I proudly admit that. Because going on RCR rip, I'm never going on RCR. Sleepy Michael would never do that. Sleepy Mike would never do that. Sleepy Mike would never.
Did he get his perms yet? He's got the loyalist role, the member role, and the verified role. Someone's gotta. Where's my mods at? Where's my loyal Xanderism moderation team at? Let's get to work. Wakey, out of your bunks and on your feet.
Oh no.
Get to work.
Oh no.
I don't know yet. I gotta.
I love how this debate suddenly turned to me because a bunch of uninformed 15-year-olds think they know the truth because of a wildly inaccurate Rude Media video. Well, we all know Rude Media is somebody else on their main account, but it's so funny. If I were that big bad man, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, like I already know. Yeah.
Okay. I think the mods, they give them advert perms, okay. Does that give them the ability to post it in the chat?
Advert perms, okay. Room Media, I'm waiting.
He's gonna... We're waiting.
Come on, Room Media. Room Media, I know you're a beautiful man. Beautiful man. JohnReggio is winning the debate by far. By far, anyone who votes for Alec is betraying themselves. If you vote for me, I'll give you $5 crypto. That is not a guarantee.
Octavian.
John is aura-forming at this very moment. Vote Reggio. Vote Reggio.
People saying it's a fake Root Media are retarded. It's not a fake Root Media. It's the real Root Media.
It's Root Media because
I checked.
They're affiliated, so we know it's real. People like Root Media, we both know how they get their content, don't we?
All right.
We both know.
Well, I don't want to spend like 10 minutes giving me all the attention.
Yeah, me neither, but it's quite funny how they're trying to expose me.
Nether had a very good question that is probably a little bit more lighthearted. Let me ask you this. Do you think that Unification is possible.
What'd you ask me?
Netherblaster asked, do you think that unification is possible between Octavium and the Order State? Like, are people uniting under one banner?
No. No, I could not, because no. It's mostly due to the precedence your Xanderism has with predators, and that's regardless of whatever you do to keep them out. You clearly have some sort of leniency. Meanwhile, Octavium has a zero tolerance policy. If we see a pedophile, we kick him the fuck out. Nobody really cares.
Wait. I can't even understand you. What are you saying?
When we see a pedophile, we kick them out. We don't give second chances, and there's no grades to it either. Pedophilia is pedophilia, not allowed.
I never said. Wait a second. I never said that there's second chances for pedophiles. Where did I say that?
I mean, you described grades
of sexual
offenses.
deviancy online, not pedophilia. You didn't listen to anything I said.
Like I did, sexual deviancy is almost equal to degeneracy, and I don't think
degeneracy is not the same as pedophilia. Pedophilia is a form of degeneracy when all degeneracy is pedophilia. It's a big difference.
Any
there.
Roblox community that has children in it should not have sexual deviance of any sort, shape, or form.
You're missing the point, though. Some of these guys are teenagers that are 13 years old, and they go online and they make a mistake, and then you want them banned forever. Why would I want to ban a 13-year-old because they ERP'd 3 years ago? That doesn't make any sense.
I never said anything about a 13-year-old.
That's what I was saying.
I would rather have you ban whoever the 13-year-old ERP'd with, right?
What if they were both 13?
If they were both 13, get them the fuck out, because that's clearly weird. That's degenerate.
You think they should be permanently at 13 years old? They can't. So what if they were groomed into it?
Degenerate behavior does not go away, especially in America. You guys are fucking.
So you think that I'm a degenerate because I online dated 7 years ago?
Online dating is manageable if at one point you mean to meet each other in real life. Unless you meet each other in real life, it's completely degenerate. Yes.
Okay.
But
well, they weren't all in my state. Some of them, sometimes they were in England, sometimes they were across the U.S.
In England.
So am I degenerate? So to this day I'm a degenerate then? That's not really fair. That's not really accurate. You're saying that once someone commits one form of degeneracy, even if it's as tame as online dating. Well, I formed a relationship with someone that was online. That's what an online relationship is. And I did it when I was very young, because when I was very young,
Yeah, but who did you date? Who that was in the UK? Who was that?
We're talking about like 5 years ago or 7 years ago.
5 years ago.
7 years ago. It was in 2019. Yes.
I'm gonna believe you. Believe you.
Whoa! No, you got me. You got me. Oh, you can't make an admission. Oh no, it's over. Like,
can somebody
okay.
ban the guy for doxing people? Jesus
ban
Christ.
Who?
The guy, I am Diamods. Can somebody ban him for doxing? Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Like, the fuck? Anyways,
Okay. Well, I think that your logic is flawed and retarded, because there are a lot of people who have online dated that have recovered from it. Some of them are married. I'm not going to say who it is, but I think that your judgment is based in stupidity and ignorance. I don't think that just because you online dated someone, you are forever condemned. Like, I mean, how many people... This is going to be a very vulgar discussion, so... cover your ears or whatever. But what about those who are addicted to pornography? Should we ban them as well if they've ever went online and got off the porn? Like, I hate porn. It should be banned. It should be made illegal. But should we...
Well, listen, what would be most concerning is the fact that we would know that they were doing that, right? If we knew that they were doing that shit, I don't think...
So if we know about it, then they get the death penalty. But if we don't know about it, it's fine? That's the rule of thumb here?
listen. If somebody is like adverting in a chat full of minors, yo, I'm about to beat my fucking meat. That's getting clipped. I'm about to beat my meat, right? If they say that in a chat full of kids, they should definitely be banned, right?
Obviously. Yeah, but we're not saying in public. We're saying, let's say that he accidentally shared a screen. Let's say that he admitted it in private. I mean, this idea that they must be permanently banned, unappealed, and given the death penalty is retarded. And that's all I've ever said for people like that. I've never said that we should give pedophiles second chances. The issue is that people are defining pedophilia as 2-year age gaps, and I disagree with that, right? And that's all I've ever said. All I've ever said is that when we call someone a pedophile, when someone's being labeled that, it's not going to be someone who's 19 that flirted with a 17-year-old or whatever. It will never, ever, ever be that situation. And if you think that, then you have no intelligence how biology or human beings work. You have no idea how maturity works. Okay, you're probably like 15 years old and you don't know how it works. But
the people who accuse you might not, but me personally, I do, because where I'm from, you know, if you're 19 and you're talking to a 17-year-old, for example, would you call, if a 19-year-old talked to me in that regard, 21-year-old, right? In Portugal, we don't care about that. I would not complain, definitely not, right? But of course, it's their gender roles. If it was a girl, but even if it was a girl, 17-year-olds, they count as adults. Legally, in Portugal, you count as adults ever since you're... Não acredito. Olha, Lexus, é que eu não sou mesmo pedófilo, estou a gozar. Eu não estou a gozar, eu juro. Aqueles
okay. Well, I think that the issue that I'm finding is that you seem to either exaggerate my crimes or you have a total misunderstanding of what is going on, because like when I explained to you the Kavara laws, you thought that a Kavara law... Hold on a second. You said that I harbored people and I had an unsafe community. So when I mentioned the Kavara laws and I go into detail about what it is, you were confused. What about plague?
Explain. I didn't mention plague today, so I'm curious. Can we go more in depth about plague?
What do you mean go in depth about plague?
And he's one of the biggest ones, right?
What do you mean the biggest ones? He hasn't been relevant in months.
Months?
Yes,
I mean, that's
months.
relevant. I think the relevance and like how recent these things are complete. Oh, okay, my bad. It was really nice, and I feel like this is a beautiful thing. I like how our initially great debate started off, great, but then we both got... I'm not Azorian. Sou da Madeira e não tenho...
Wait, stay on topic. Don't go off topic. Respond to the claim. Stay focused. Ignore the chat.
Qualquer forma. Anyways, so as I was saying, clearly the debate took a turn when individuals who I know started teasing me in the chat. And again, this is what I mean by unsafe environments. You've got known Aryanists and cyber criminals in your server, and you've got
known Aryanists. Real Media is a cyber criminal. Real Media is a cyber criminal.
Voldemort and Bao, Phi, Chive, and Rude Media, who is trying to throw me off track with false allegations. By the way, guys, where's the evidence? Once again, I prevailed. And as I was saying, it's very fun. It's very funny. Rue Media, I can't access the channel. It says no access because I'm banned from all your servers. I'm banned for allegations.
Hold on.
False allegations.
I fixed that you should do this in the
Anyways,
channels now.
This debate did not go as it was supposed to. I feel like none of us managed to get any points across. All you did was reaffirm some, I'm going to be honest, some bullshit rules you have, and Octavium can never be Octavium, la-di-da-di-da.
Because it can't be. Yeah, because it can't be.
Exactly.
It lost 130 people at its rallies. It was rallying 168, and now it's rallying 30 people. That means it can run without me? That means it can run without me?
Every single group has a high, every single group has a low.
So obviously, it's not doing so hot without me. That's what it proves.
it proves
It's like,
that
yeah. That
proves that groups will take blows in activity when they lose 500 members. That's the only thing it proves. If I get another,
because they're loyal to me.
could,
Why are they loyal to me?
Exactly.
Because I built the group. I
need,
envisioned the group. I built it from scratch to what it is today. That's why it's at where it's at. I didn't lose that argument.
I don't fucking need loyalists in my group, Alec.
You don't need loyalists?
I need Octavians. I don't need Xanderis. I need Octavians, loyals to Octavium. I don't fucking care about Xanderis.
We'll see how well that goes. We'll see how well that goes.
And that thing, right? I don't think any of us managed to get any points across. You know, I got my points across. I got, general idea.
I thought I was a statistical one. All right, Mr. Self-Glaze.
But yeah, I do glaze myself. I do. It was really nice. It was really nice talking to you, though.
Yeah,
me
I had
personally,
fun.
I was here as a premier, not as JohnReggio. I'm not here as myself. Yeah. So next time we debate with me.
Yeah, no, there's no beef. You know, we're playing roles. You're the premier of Octavium. I am, of course, the leader of the Xanderis or whatever. I mean, there's beef, but like I wouldn't crash out over this. You know.
They sent evidence in gallery.
Yes, they did. I don't know if we want to address that right now. It's currently 6:57 p.m.
Are you seriously going to screenshot? Jesus, that is the most out of context. Wow, okay. Me saying that Albert is not a pedophile, that was when I was inside of Hilarium, by the way, so that's debunked. A profile linked followed by a name. Again, I knew this was... Did I tell you? That's really... Yo.
What do you want? Shut up.
What do you want, little man? What do you want?
So because you were in Hilarium, that means all of the evidence can't be true because I was there as a spy. I was just spying.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So it's all none of it's relevant because you were a spy.
All of the and my family, jeez, my bloodline members know this. I already debunked every single screenshot. You've got to.
So debunk it right now. Debunk it right now, then, if you can.
Okay, I can debunk the screenshots. Okay, guys.
Go ahead. Let's go. Let's debunk it.
I don't really see anything here. I see my DMs with Legend. Oh, you're gonna get fucked. Oh, because when there were the allegations, I wanted to stir up some drama. So
you wanted to dox someone to stir some drama. Got it.
I do remember doing something.
That's a good way to stir some drama, I guess. Just dox somebody.
I do remember. No, what I remember was I know this person. This person's in my server, John's Den, and this person was told to send you evidence against me. They're one of my lists. Did you know this?
So it was all a plan the whole time, and
it's all fake.
Just a spy.
I mean, it's all fake. Really.
Got it.
Like
okay,
for example,
it's all fake.
There's no context to that guy. Pray Terry to the fuck. What is that? What is that? Fun fact: that guy, he publicly says his name is whatever his name is, because I don't even know, right? How about something else? The other screenshots is me in Hilarium. Let's see. Oh, one screenshot is me using Ocean Industries. You guys want to see how it works? I can try it out. It's a paid service that I use to see if I'm secure, to see if my members are secure.
No,
I don't use it to find anybody's information.
You were using that to find information in data breaches. That's what you were doing.
No, not data breaches. That is not. OSINT Industries is not a data breach engine. I can show you a few data breach engines. And then one screenshot of me admitting to releasing Hades' name in 2022. Yeah, because Hades was a pedophile. Jesus, of course. What? An ancient genre pedophile. What are you on?
Wait, who?
I don't know who that is.
Hades?
So I would have to see proof for that.
Hades.
Hades who?
Sorry, but this is a fucking guy that got doxxed in 2022 in ancient genre, AJC's Rome, and he was clearly a predator. And I think I was in a group chat where it was leaked. It wasn't me who gathered it.
I don't know.
So why were you in Hilarium if Albert was clearly a predator? If you care so much about predators, why were you collaborating?
I was in Hilarium because at the time, my boy, right before I was in Hilarium, I was with Morse. Morse is a whole other situation, okay? We're not gonna get into that.
Okay, just get to the point. Just get to the point.
Right? And I was like, we were dealing with Albert, me and Morge, we were figuring out what the fuck do we do, and the Cadens, like Alex, Siege Caden, ignore what I just said.
Yeah.
Siege Caden, he came into my DMs, he was like, oh, what do we do? And I was like, okay. So, I told my members in a group chat, the old Reggio Council group chat is shut down. Oh fuck. Okay. See? Oh my god, she's diarrhea.
What'd he say? She's diarrhea?
So why is this guy given a platform in here? And I mean, in Octavium as well. Why does this guy have a rank in Octavium?
Well, I don't own Octavium, so I didn't make him premier, but I'm debating him to try and destabilize Octavium to show that it's going down the shitter, to show that it's obviously falling apart. I don't think by giving him a platform, people are going to want to follow him. I mean, maybe that's just me, but if I think if I heard this guy, is that his mom? Or is that, okay. I don't know what's going on. But I don't think I'm giving him a platform. He's not like a charismatic political demagogue. The intent of the debate was to be against him. It was to be on the opposition, and I don't think he's very happy with the debate. I don't think he's very pleased with the outcome. So, but
was a debate. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Somebody, because my great grandmother fell down the stairs, so I gotta.
Yeah, go take care of that. Go take care of that. It's all good.
I'm staying in the call. That's fine. That's fine. Anyways, so I've debunked all the screenshots. Anything else?
Wow, it's all debunked all of a sudden. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck you get the idea that I'm a doxer, except for some. I had my friends screenshot me and send you screenshots for fun because I wanted you to be like, oh,
it was for fun. It was like a fun thing just to do for fun because fuck it.
Yeah, because you realize that I've been active here for years. If you really, I was one of those people that there would have been actual evidence against me. You haven't shown me a single fucking bit. With all due respect, you shouldn't make videos and accuse people of things they didn't do. That's just fucked.
Shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up,
bro.
Yeah. So clearly, you can see that you're a little loser. Why are you added to Ragged, by the way? Owner of 88, a harm cult, videos of them doxing people. Fun fact, I think there's a video.
So if you look at my YouTube channel, I investigate stuff, I look into stuff, and to talk to people in DMs, I have to friend them. So that's what has to happen.
Talk to criminals.
I talk to what?
Criminals, cyber criminals.
I'm talking to cyber criminal right now as well. You.
Not me. Do you have any proof?
Does that make me a cyber criminal because I talked to them before?
No, but is there proof of me actually doing anything?
Yes, I sent it, most of it, and you just say, it's all fake, it's all fake.
Wait, so Rude Media.
Because you claim to be a spy, that someone that was smart enough to fake these screenshots to send to me, dude.
Okay, Rude Media, I want you to explain this. So you think that my genre-wide 5 screenshots?
I didn't hear what you said, you muffled.
What? My reputation genre-wide does not come from 5 fucking...
I don't care about your reputation. I don't give a fuck about your reputation. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to provide evidence that you are a cyber criminal, you've doxed people, and you collaborated with Albert Hilarium to, what's the word? To help him with his cult, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Because you gathered blackmail on children, by the way, and assisted Albert in his dynasty of crime. And you were not a spy. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You were not a spy.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Clearly I was. You can ask anybody in Reggio if they were changing my username to hello. Evidence of me doxing anybody, targeting anybody while in helping. You only have evidence.
So what was that audio recording of you saying that the proof they have is real? What was that in reference to? I'm just curious.
It could be in reference to a lot of things, buddy. There's a lot of allegations against me. I've been for over 8 years nonstop. Again, you guys be bad at
completely innocent.
Completely innocent of all charges. Yes.
Got it.
Nowadays.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just debunked everything like that. That was crazy.
Yeah,
It's better than me.
it's-
Wow.
Oh no.
It's it's the reason why I'm able to be in whatever fucking group I want, do whatever the fuck I want, and quite frankly, say
Wow.
whatever the fuck. Because there is no consequence, because there is no evidence, and I haven't
Oh my
done
God.
anything wrong. In fact, root media, what I will tell you is that, and this is somebody that every fucking person knows, I offer help to anybody that comes into my DMs, like, and it is like
Wow.
for anything, and they have.
Nice
and
guy.
I've
What a nice
always-
guy.
And I've always helped. I always help with whatever
Wow.
issue anybody, and they've always come to me for help. Everybody in the genre has come for me to help.
What a
at one
saint.
point.
What a saint.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
You're so nice. You're such a nice guy.
Yeah, I am a nice guy.
What a Samaritan.
I'm such. Yeah, and the thing is, you have no proof that I'm not a nice guy. I mean, honestly, like, what have I
Right.
done? What have I done, right? Like, legitimate.
I know.
What have I
What has this guy done? He's done nothing.
You have screenshots of me using a tool on a username, and then you've got a bunch of, like, the site
just a
of
random
document
tool.
text
Just a
file.
tool.
That's pretty weird. That was really weird.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah, I was saying.
So weird. Huh.
Yeah, it is extremely weird. Michael. Yeah. Okay, it's for Michael. Yeah. So, as I said.
Okay, we're in the
So-
Uber now.
Okay. Okay. So
He's in a
yeah,
car
it
now?
it's yeah, but it is pretty interesting. I will be honest, because media, my family, real life, they've been accused of many things, especially
care
during
about
fascism. And it's a theme. People like you, these horrible affiliations, they like to accuse others, and I commend
Yeah.
you for exposing bad people, but I do not commend you for trying to expose me.
But when it comes
I
to
do
you, then it's...
I recommend you do this. You look heavily into me. If you want to, and make a video, that would be awesome. And then, once I'm proven innocent, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing else anybody can say about me. Because I'm tired of people being like, oh, John's a doxer. John's a cyber criminal. He extorts people. Where?
Which you are,
When?
yeah.
When or where, right? When did I do that? Where? To who?
I did...
Under what context?
Are we going to pretend I didn't
No
send
contact.
anything? I don't know. We can pretend I just didn't
Yeah.
send anything. That's fine.
No, I mean, you sent what? What'd you send? You sent
Oh
one
wait, they were all
person-
fake.
one person.
Oh fuck.
Wait, no, you
Forgot-
sent.
no, I forgot you were a spy, so it's all fake.
No.
Sorry,
The evidence. You trying to claim that I actually served Albert? That's fake. That evidence is false.
Absolutely not.
The other
fake.
evidence-
You were second in command of Hilarium.
Second in
Wait. All right, John.
Man.
Which one is it? Were you a spy or is it fake?
No, I was a spy in Hilarium, and separately against me as a doxer. That is fake. Those are two separate, right?
Okay. I'm just trying to understand the situation.
Not a doxer. Not a cyber criminal. I wouldn't be dumb enough to everybody know who I am. I wouldn't dox, right?
Right.
I wouldn't do that. I can give you my address right now. I can give you the number to every single family member I have, because I'm confident that I'm not a bad person. In fact, I try my best to help people, right? And you don't know this.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, you've
You're
only
a nice
seen
guy,
one
bro.
side of me. You've only seen one side, and you stick with this. Meanwhile,
Oh.
Alec, Reynard, or any fucking other person knows that I'm not a bad guy. If you actually get along with me,
Wow.
you'll know.
I should get to know
Why do
you
I recognize your voice? Why do I recognize your voice?
because I make videos.
Bro, is this
No,
guy serious?
not from that. Not from that. I don't know who you are. I feel like we've met in a past life. I feel like we've
I
met.
hope not.
Remedial.
I hope not.
What the
I hope yes. I hope yes.
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
trying to do by
You're
saying
very
that. This is the
funny.
first time I'll talk to you.
What? Well, it is nice to talk to you. I feel like you're a nice guy, and it's just so, I don't know why everybody's so toxic towards me. Even Lloydguard, when Lloydguard threatened to send people after me.
I
well,
know,
threatened
dude.
to-
Fuck.
You know, like,
Like, Jesus, like,
I
what did
know.
I actually do? What did I actually do,
Exactly. This
though?
guy's
Like,
done
I'm not
nothing.
Aryan. I'm not like the Cadans. I'm not like Aryan. What did I actually do? Tell me. Go ahead, with common sense. Be honest. Speak up. You're a man.
Bro, I don't even know what you're saying at this point. I'm losing you. You've
Exactly.
been saying the same thing over and over again.
Exactly, because there's nothing else to say. You're accusing me and you have no proof.
I sent the proof, and apparently it's all fake because you were a spy.
You had 5 screenshots. Those 5 screenshots do not make me out to be the genre-wide cyber criminal master. Whatever you guys think I am.
Didn't say any of
Right?
that.
Those
That's
5
fine.
screenshots. 5 screenshots do. And why the fuck did you claim that I doxed all of Hilarium in your document? That's weird.
Doxed all of Hilarium? When did I say that?
In your document, you said that John.
No, I didn't say all. I didn't say all. I said you assisted in gathering information for Albert. I don't know if you remember, but Albert did dox a few of the victims after the video came out.
Did he? Did he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
Okay.
is a doxer. Yeah, I was one of the ones that worked on that. He was trying to blackmail the victims into not betraying him and spilling the beans with their doxes. That happened to Lexus, who was in this call.
I'm not sure if you,
That happened to
I'm not sure if you knew this, but
what's
Albert
his
Hilarium
name? The other
paid
guy.
for every hotel he stayed in. He paid for every hotel he stayed in with money from his victims, right? Because he was like, I will send these photos and videos to your parents if you don't pay. I know he's this horrible human being. He's a degenerate.
I know. That's why you were second in command for him, because he was so terrible. You had to be helping.
I was second in command to. I don't know if I was second in command. But yeah, I don't know how high up I was, but I was definitely up there.
Oh, now you don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, but I think I was up there. Hold on, let me just get in the car. So I just took a car to here just to open this car and talk to you guys in this car. It's just fucking weird. Why did I do
Bro, it's been an hour. I think we can end this soon. Well, the audience wants us to continue, but I don't know.
Well, the conclusion of this is me and Alec got nowhere. Root Media tried to meddle, they failed, and
I know.
we're back.
I failed
We're back.
so bad.
Tell me.
Yeah, okay.
We're back
I'm so fucking sorry, guys. Guys, I just want to apologize for just ruining this. I'm so fucking sorry.
I do have one last. If I was truly that bad of a guy, right? Why would I be here, right? Why would I be here?
That's such a dumb question.
Yeah,
It is not a dumb question.
That is such a dumb
It,
question.
it is.
Somebody like
I'm
Eric,
not.
It's kind of a dumb question.
would not go into a debate in front of 50 people. Somebody like Hassan would not go into a debate in front of 50 people.
Because this wasn't a debate about your cybercrime. This is originally
Of
about
course not. You
Octavian.
turned it about my
That is
alleged
true, yeah.
cybercrime.
Yes, proudly. I proudly turned it into that because I think you should talk about it.
Because there is none. Root Media got 5 fucking screenshots. 5.
Uh-huh. That are all fake? They're all fake?
You listen. Out of those fucking screenshots, you've got me in Hilarium. Me in Hilarium with I'd warned my members before I joined Hilarium, hey, I'm in Hilarium to infiltrate. That's debunked. Everybody knows this, right? And not only that, the fact that I'm the one who is publicly known for allegedly going after Albert and all of his close associates after I left Hilarium, which is a fucking fact that it's alleged. It's an alleged fact.
It's very convenient that it's after the video came out. Very
It's an
convenient.
alleged fact that I went after Hilarium. So
Save some reputation.
It doesn't make sense for me to serve a pedophile and then go after him, track him to some shitty hotel in Fort Smith, Arizona, and then have him run away to fucking Georgia before I can call the police. That's not a fucking. That's definitely what a loyalist would do, right, motherfucker? So you're kind of pissing me off at this point by calling me a cyber criminal, right? Because you know.
Okay, I'll say it again. You're a cyber criminal. I said it again.
No, I'm not a cyber criminal. Why am I a cyber criminal? What cyber criminal acts have I actually committed? Tell me. Listen. You got a screenshot, a profile, and a name. Acquiring public data is public name.
Oh, public data. Okay.
A name is not a cyber crime.
So you were getting info on people. Got it.
Unless you have evidence of me using personal information in a threatening manner, extortion, unless you're
actually got evidence of that, you have no evidence of any cybercrime. Nowhere in the world is it a crime for you to have somebody's name on your computer. And now you don't know the context of any of those screenshots, right? You don't know anything of anyone unless you contacted that person.
Okay, we're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere now. So at first it was fake, now it's real, but it's not a crime. Got it.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's what I said, by the way.
We're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere.
Okay, but what doxing though? What doxing though? What information was leaked? Tell me. Doxing is leaking, not acquiring. What information was leaked? Tell me.
Okay, I'm not here to define the word, but you did acquire information on people.
How am I a cyber criminal? Tell me, because at this point you're just pissing me off, and everybody's in my DMs telling me to leave this fucking call, but I'm not gonna do that, right? So what's your goal here? Because, right, Alec knows. I don't know if Alec knows. I hope he does.
Wait a
right?
second.
That I'm not a bad guy. So does his members, right? Who I have helped every fucking time.
Bro.
Every time when I was under Moore's Riem, he tried to go after Freya, threatened to leak her nudes, and I was like, if you do that, I will call the authorities.
That's such a coincidence that you're just under all these pedophiles. That's such a coincidence.
He did not leak anything. Guess what? He did not leak anything. What he did instead to get to get away from my grasp was he faked his death and affiliated with Hassan, another fucking CP and cyber criminal, fucking the CP distributor criminal, whatever. He's a pedophile. So, right, all I've done in the past few fucking years is target all of these fucking pedophiles, all of these cyber criminals, and you're calling me a criminal for doing so. Do you actually know the context of any of the things that I've allegedly done? If not, you can shut the fuck up, right? That's the thing, Rude Media.
Oh, no.
What a hero.
Congratulations. I do not care if this goes on YouTube or not. My YouTube videos are fucking wild as shit. I hope you've seen A Day in the Life of JohnReggio, by the way.
I don't give a fuck.
Go to fucking video. But what's your goal here? You think I'm a bad person because I was allegedly under fucking my boy, who was
that's not alleged.
Getting close to him?
I was
trying to get close to Albrecht. That's it. There's
because
no
you were a spy. You were a smart spy.
I was a spy for myself. I wanted to get close with him.
Oh my god.
Because I was in constant communication
all right, John. As a spy, what information did you get that helps the anti-Hilarion movement?
What?
Can I ask you that? As a spy, what information did you get that helps the anti-Hilarion movement?
What do you mean, like LARP information?
No, bro. Information that helped the victims. Information that helped the situation that was at hand, where he's.
Information that helped the victims. I identified every fucking victim. Not only that, I identified
you.
I identified where Albert was, and before we managed to call the police, somebody tipped them off. I won't say who, but somebody tipped them off. And guess what? He fled to Georgia. And while we had somebody try to find him in Georgia, well, that's a little bit on the gray line of legality. But while we had to try that, when we tried to have that, it didn't go as well. Anyways, I'm gonna go now.
All right, John. Yeah. I'll see you. He identified the victims.
Wow. What a hero. What a hero.
He identified the victims and he found out what their doxes were. He saved them.
Fucking hero.
Nice job. Huge W to Root Media for that. And I'll be honest, like I wasn't complete. I even asked John. I said, like, look, I'm hearing this stuff about you. I said this like yesterday. I said, I'm hearing stuff about you that you gave Albert Hilarion like 60,000 Robux. You felt bad about it. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing that. You know, what are these allegations? And he's denied it. And he said, oh, they're all fake. They're all false. And he's like, everyone believes me. And I'm like, okay. And I kind of just was like, well, you know, until I see something, it's like I don't know these days. I know, but I do know that in your video you mentioned him. I remember you mentioned him. He had some role. So I mean, it was definitely suspicious. Yeah. But I didn't know the full story. And I mean, I still haven't even looked at the screenshots. But
I didn't have the proof at the time, but which is why I didn't talk about it much. But I did want to. The only reason I came in here is because this is the first time I was able to catch him in a voice chat without him running away. And what was I gonna say? There was I deleted my server, so there was a lot more evidence in there, but he did get his friend to take down the video. I don't know if you guys remember, my video did get taken down.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was him?
For a little bit, that was him, and I
Wow.
used to have an announcement of him celebrating that, but I just don't have that screenshot anymore, so I unfortunately don't have the proof for that, and I remember him and Albert were saying that they were going to make a document on me, and there was a screenshot of him saying he was trying to get personal info on me, but again, I didn't bring it up while he was in here because I don't have the evidence for that.
Right. Wow. I mean, what is he going to expose you for? He's going to make a document on you and expose what? That you're a journalist? You're a Roblox journalist? Like,
I don't know, dude.
That's
a
funny.
great friend of mine, honorary partner. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. I really don't care.
I think
wanna
it's
be
a
honest, I
copy
don't
pasta.
care.
I hope it's a
Yeah,
copy
I'm not
pasta. I don't think it's real. But well, that was interesting. Okay, well that's a wrap. I did not anticipate this ending this way. I kind of figured he was going to crash out, but I didn't know that it was going to be because of this. So that was very helpful, actually, to destabilize Octavium. Do you know about Octavium and the Risings and who they are and what they do and whatnot? I don't want to like rehash drama, but if
I've been following it.
Okay. Yeah, that might be something that you want to look into a little bit. But otherwise, how have you been?
Not too bad.
That's good. Staying busy with the new video?
No, I'm not really making any videos. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm making a video. I'm not going to talk about it because you know how it is. And
Yeah, right.
While I have you here, I probably should. I was gonna wait a little bit, but I will talk to you eventually. Just don't worry about that. We'll get your side and everything. I just wanted to have everything in front of me before I do that. If
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense, and I totally appreciate that. I said that because I made that response video, and you made a response to the response video, which is, kind of funny, kind of a meme. But, I wasn't trying to attack you or anything. It's like I have to defend my character.
Yeah, of course.
I know the way it looks. I know that from the outside, the way that it looks, the concerns and whatnot. But it's like I gotta defend myself. I have a life, I have a job, I have family, friends. And it's like this whole scene is attached to that. So it's like it's not just to me Lego politics. This is like my life, which is why I think it should be taken super seriously. But anyway, yeah, I'll save that for our call. I don't want to spoil the content. I don't want to ask for anything because it'll spoil the content for the video. But I'm very happy to hear that, and I look forward to that. I really do. So
It'll be a good video. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm a little excited for it. It'll be interesting. We'll do a little watch party. I'll probably react to it as I usually do, and it'll be fun. So, but I'll talk to you later. I have to wrap up this stage, end this debate. John is not very happy, but that's okay. So, yeah.
I'm trying to get him. I've been following him around, and I caught him here. So, because he's been wiggling his way back into the genre. So, I just don't. I recommend not having him in here.
Sure.
And giving him. I know you were debating him, but. And he said he kind of revealed his motive, which I figured was his motive, that he wants me to make a video on him. He wants me to give him, clout.
Right.
But
yeah, no, and that's not
kind
going
of
to happen. He's irrelevant. He
Yeah.
doesn't have like a big following. He has a small 50 people. His clout is his name. It's that he's a cyber criminal or whatever. He's saying he wasn't one, but he's not really like a relevant figure. He is weaseling his way back in. I'm not I'll honor the request. I'll probably remove him from this, and I'll have to talk to him after this, whatever, and because he's gonna crash out otherwise. But I'll do the honors, and I'm not really concerned because I don't think John's a very charismatic person. He has a very high,
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna come in here and dox a bunch of people. I think that, he might try to go out and dox me. That's probably what he's gonna do. But I think that better safe than sorry. Just, I don't know. I just don't think. And I do have a recording of him, which is, I sent a snippet of that earlier. But he was confronted while he was in Hilarium with the evidence, and he said it was real. So now all of a sudden it's fake, which is interesting. But yeah, and maybe one day I'll release that. It's like an hour-long recording of that. But I'd have to go through that and censor a bunch of people. So we'll see if that ever happens. But I'm trying not to give attention to it. But it was making me a little mad hearing him. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go in here. I don't care.
Yeah, that was the idea. I'm like, we got to get Root Media in here because he's got a lot of juicy content, and we want people to know. You know, people say we harbor bad people or whatever, and it's like, no, if there's something going on, I want to know. I need to be in the know about it. I need to be informed so I can take appropriate action. But, all right. Well, good to know. The runtime for this is like hour and 25 minutes. Jeez. Anyone going to watch this when they see it's an hour and 25 minutes? All right. Well, thanks for coming up. Thanks for setting the record straight, Root Media. We appreciate you. We appreciate your content and whatnot for spreading the truth about what's going on here. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I am Aleczaender, leader of Xanderism, the Order State, and what have you. That is the end of this debate with JohnReggio, but it seems like we have a special guest. Root Media came in to save the day and eliminate JohnReggio from the debate stage. You know, he kind of did the honors, did the execution. You know, I laid out the red carpet. Root Media came in with the execution and smashed him from the debate stage. But we're going to end it here tonight. If you missed it, if you were late, that's all right. We have it all recorded. We'll be uploading it to YouTube as we speak. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your evening, and stay tuned for more.